People think I'm crazy the way I treat you. They don't know how you are. I say you and everybody knows I'm a cusser. You tell me you back. You tell me you.
Because you deserve it.
Because I deserve it? If my daddy was alive, my dad would have beat your
So it's welcome back to the #1 YouTube channel in the entire world. Today we're talking about Michael and Angela and 9-Day Fiancé because there's been a lot of drama recently. There have been rumors that they got divorced. If I had to sum up Angela in one sentence, I'd say that she's a mean old lady that doesn't treat African men right.
And that's a fact.
Now, if you haven't seen my recent video on Michael and Angela, definitely go watch after this video because it slaps. Now, before we start diving into more of Angela's crummy behavior and how she treats Michael like absolute dog water on the show 9-Day Fiancé Happily Ever After, why don't I tell you guys about the recent drama between me and Angela on Instagram, because it got pretty juicy and I had some very choice things to say to her. Now, this is Angela's Instagram. I find it strange that Angela's trying to paint the picture like this is a joint account with her and Michael. Meanwhile, she only posts pictures of herself and also sponsorships for gummy vitamin companies. Let's take a look at this, ladies and gentlemen. As you guys are aware, on this season of 9-Day Fiancé Happily Ever After, Angela underwent a surgery, and it was gastric sleeve surgery, in order to lose weight because she said she tried everything in the world that she could try, and gosh darn it, she just couldn't lose weight. I highly doubt that she tried everything. I'm sure she still ate like absolute garbage.
Meemaw is getting fatter for unknown reasons.
Mila's big because she eats lots of sweets, lots.
You guys already know I have no problem with cosmetic surgery, all right? I might even get some Botox right here because when I make a lot of expression with my face, I create this line right here, so I might need a little touch up there at some point in my life. My problem with what Angela did here is that she had gastric sleeve surgery and then she wants to advertise these gummy vitamins and make it seem like that's the reason why she lost weight. And this is a classic thing that a lot of influencers do, and I hate that word because it's cringe, but a lot of people will have surgeries and then all of a sudden they'll be hyping up a protein powder or a dietary supplement that doesn't really work, and they'll make it seem to their fan base like that's the reason why they lost weight.
They're lying!
And I think that this is morally wrong. I would never do something like this. And honestly, you guys can call me on this. I get sponsorships from reputable companies that are legitimate companies. I would never stoop so low as to lose a lot of weight or get ripped and sell you guys a dietary supplement and say that that's the reason why I lost weight. She's had 3 sponsorships in a row shouting out these gummy vitamins, so I was quick to go to Instagram, and this is what I had to say about the situation. Yourwetsock was kind enough to ask me the question, what do you think about Angela having her grandkids around her sex offender daughter? We'll touch up on that later in the video, but this is what I said about the gummy vitamin. I think the next video on her is going to be brutal. All she does on IG now is try to sell bullshit weight loss products like diet teas. You got a surgery to help you lose weight. Shut the fuck up. With that emoji that's like quiet. Hey guys, before we continue reviewing this dog water couple on the show, why don't I tell you about today's sponsor for this video, which is Raid Shadow Legends. Trust me when I tell you guys, Raid Shadow Legends has taken over and gaming will never be the same. They are the only game to take console level gaming over to the mobile device. It is an incredible game. I highly recommend it, and I play it religiously. Explore millions of champion combinations and tactics as you take on raid bosses, dungeon matches, campaign battles, and PvP arena matches. With hundreds of artifacts to equip and over 500 champions, you can create a very unique squad. You can build your team, develop your champions, and raid your way. These are currently some of my favorite champions. Right now we have Ignitius, who is the most intimidating champion I've ever seen. He also does heavy damage and burns his opponents. My next favorite champion to use is Bellinor because he looks like Prince Charming from Shrek, but with wings. One of Bellinor's special abilities that I really like is when he hits an opponent with the normal attack, but it does critical damage, he puts a 30% crit buff on the entire team. And my last favorite champion is Roxanne. Roxanne. All he want to do is party. Nah, he really does look like an Aztec war god. He's part of the lizardmen race, and this dude is a ruthless killing machine. My favorite parts of playing Raid Shadow Legends is all the various different monsters and bosses that you can fight in this game. I also really enjoy summoning new champions from the tavern because it's that mystery aspect where you don't know what champion you're gonna get, and there's so many different kinds of champions that it's just really a fun activity to do. Right now, let's talk about what's new in Raid Shadow Legends. It's got a non-stop schedule of summer events and activities. We're talking special fusion events to get a brand new legendary champion, tournaments against other players, and much more. They've also just released 5 amazing new champions, and each of them looks incredible. I can't wait to try them out for myself. There's honestly never been a better time to get started with Raid. If you guys want to get a huge start in Raid, all you have to do is click the link in the description box of this video or scan my QR code, and this is what you can get. You'll get an epic hero Chronoru, who is amazing in the Doom Tower, 20k silver, 1 EXP boost, 1 energy refill, and 1 ancient shard so that you can summon an awesome champion as soon as you get into the game. All of this treasure will be waiting for you here, my dudes. The rewards will only be available for the next next 30 days and only for new players. Thank you so much again, Raid Shadow Legends, for sponsoring today's video. Now let's go back to reviewing this Dogwater couple. And for the daughter sex offender comment, we can brush up on that a little bit right now. Angela Deem's daughter, Scotty Deem, was sentenced to prison after sexually abusing a minor. The disturbing new allegation claims that Angela was an accomplice in her daughter's crimes. According to the description that the victim's grandmother gave to the police, Scotty was also cheating, not that that really matters. Allegedly, she had her victim at home while her boyfriend was out of town, inviting him over, then sexually preying on him, and allegedly happened 2 or 3 times in 2017. In 2019, Scotty Deem reached a plea deal and was sentenced to 20 years in prison for preying upon a minor. It was quickly reported that she would be released on parole after just a few years of good behavior. As things worked out, Scotty was released on May 6, 2020 amidst the COVID-19 pandemic. A man who is based in South Georgia, who was allegedly friends with the victim at the time, volunteered some information for all the articles right now reporting on this. According to this informant, him and his friends would go over there to Scotty's place to party even though Scotty was married and a mother. This guy claimed that Scotty has been involved with her victim for 3 years, beginning when he was only 13 years old. Apparently this continued until he was 16.
Oh! Ew! Dude! What the fuck?
When Angela's daughter Scotty was hooking up with a 13-year-old kid for 3 years.
Oh, Lord!
The word on the street is that Angela would often hook them up with alcohol because she's a cool mom. Nothing like a little southern hospitality. No, but seriously, I feel like for Scotty, if you're hooking up with a 13-year-old dude and you're married, like that's just the most trash thing I've ever heard.
You're trash, kid.
So my next post to Angela was, I took a screenshot of her IG and I said, weird how your IG says Angela and Michael, where's Michael at? All I see is a toxic woman posting about how she lost weight because of gummy vitamins when you really lost weight because of gastric sleeve surgery. Way to be a sellout on top of a terrible wife, lol. But to be real with you, the thing that really set me off is all the people that were gassing up Angela in the comment section. It wasn't any of like us, it wasn't any of the fans, it wasn't any normal people. It was all the people that were on the show. It was the fellow cast members. I want to be real about it because you guys know I always speak my mind. I feel like there's a big double standard in this community. Angela is just as bad, if not worse, than Big Ed is, but there's no petition for her to be fired or for her to be canceled. In today's society, we're all preaching equality, but right away, that's not equal. But now that we spilt a little tea and more is gonna come later in the video, right now, why don't we take a look at when Michael's meeting with his friends and talking about his problems with Angela, and his friends have some very interesting things to say about Angela because they already don't like her. And for these particular friends, Angela didn't want Michael hanging out with them, so he stopped hanging out with them. But now that he's fighting with Angela, he wants to seek their counsel and have them back in his life.
Finally.
Wow. For the first time, you stood up as a man.
But honestly, I'm happy for Michael. I'm happy his friends are still willing to be his friends because you shouldn't alienate all your relationships with the homies for one person. And if a girl doesn't like your friends, maybe it's the wrong girl. Maybe it's not the wrong friends. Michael's friend Bodie goes on to say that he doesn't like the way Angela treats Michael and he wishes that Angela treated him like the head of the household. I don't know about y'all, but I don't necessarily agree with the traditional values of man of the household, woman of the household, and the different roles depending on your sex. You see, because here in the Yourwetsock community, both men and women can work and take care of the kids. We're all about equality on this channel.
I still love my wife. I still love her. But you know, I'm tired, man. I'm tired.
Honestly, I think Michael's the most patient man that we've seen on the show. He's treated Angela with nothing but kindness and respect, and she has done nothing but berate him and be verbally and emotionally abusive to this guy. I'm happy that it's actually finally starting to wear down on him, and it's sad that it's wearing down on him and he looks like he's aging a lot and he looks tired and exhausted, but at the same time, it's a good thing because I think it's finally starting to click that he can do better. I think we're all on the same page where it's like, Michael, it's not worth the green card. It's honestly not worth being berated by a woman like this. When they went to the strip club and he looked at a stripper, just looked at her twerk on stage, which is what you're doing when you're in a strip club, Angela picked a fight with him, called him a whole bunch of names, and ruined the entire night. And for that point, it's like, why would you go to a strip club if you don't want your man looking at strippers?
I just want things to change, you know. Let's just be able to understand each other, you know.
We all know you really love Angela, but how are you going to go back into this relationship? Is it as the old Michael, or you're going back as a man?
An African man.
An African man.
I love to see it because now it's at the point where he cannot go back into this relationship as the old Michael. I truly believe that. I feel like Michael needs to change the situation. They need to communicate and reach a solution if they're gonna get back together.
You have to be a man, standing on your own 2 feet.
I'm a man. I'm a man already. I'm a man.
You need to tell Angela things you want, things you need to change in the relationship.
I don't know if you're a man, Mike. I'll be honest with you. I don't know what man that respects himself would be in a relationship with Angela. And that's the nicest way I can put that. I think you're a good dude, and I think you're patient, you're a kind person. Are you a man? Not really.
Let's pretend I'm Angela now. If you had to call me, what would you say to me?
I'm sorry.
No, Michael, you've always been sneaky.
Anyone else find it strange that Michael's initial response is to apologize? Like, dude, he's just geared up to apologize to this girl. It's so sad. Okay, anyway, back to the stellar performance by his friends acting it out as Angela.
I know since I'm not in Nigeria with you, you've been running
stop
around
that.
chasing all those big booty Nigeria girls.
Stop that. Chasing what? I'm not chasing anybody. I'm married.
Yo, his Angela impression was spot on. That is something she would say. Wait, now Michael, I know you're cheating on me.
If this is the way you're gonna say it, oh my God.
Michael,
She's your wife, you're the husband. She needs to listen to you.
As funny as this was, it highlights the point to where Michael doesn't even know how to act in a healthy relationship because he has been abused by Angela for so long. And I feel like, honestly, if they lived together, I think she would physically abuse him. Like, she seems like the one that is always the aggressor in this relationship. Michael seems like the very timid, docile one, and it's not a good look at all. Like, this is not healthy in any way, shape, or form. And at this point, I think he should just walk away.
I'll just have to adapt to the situation.
Adapt to what?
Michael, you've been adapting for 3 years. You need change, a better change.
So dudes, welcome back to the #1 YouTube channel in the entire world. As you can probably tell, I am back in Hawaii. I was previously in Miami visiting friends and family, but I'm so happy to be back. I'm like happiest in Hawaii, to be fair. I really enjoy traveling and I want to see the world right now, especially because the past year we were in isolation. It was really like lonely. I'm actually considering travel vlogging because I really like channels like Bald and Bankrupt, and I like Simon Wilson's channel. So I'm gonna be filming a lot of my travels this year and putting together some really cool videos for you guys. I'm excited about it. Also, I am getting ready to launch my OnlyFans, so once that comes out, be sure to subscribe if you want to throw some support my way. I would really appreciate it. Let's get back to reviewing Michael and Angela. Their relationship is down bad right now. We can see that by how Angela actually went to see her attorney and see what she could do about divorcing Michael. If she had to divide finances, what exactly the process would be to divorce Michael. Let me know what you guys think about this, but I feel like it's a normal step in a relationship when you're fighting to go to couples therapy and see a therapist about that, not immediately go to a lawyer and start talking about a divorce.
So do you want to talk about the divorce?
What I got to do if I want to do the divorce.
All right, so we don't have property involved at this point. You don't have kids. Under state law here, what you came to the marriage with, you get to keep.
I think Angela low-key is doing Michael a big favor by divorcing him. She's treated him terribly throughout their entire relationship. We all collectively know that Michael can do better than Angela, so hopefully if this really does go through and they separate, he can find a nice girl that will treat him right.
If you get the divorce now, we would have to inform USCIS that the circumstances had changed. We would withdraw the processing of your spousal visa.
And if we decide to get back together, we can do it again?
You'd have to get married again.
Oh, God.
So she's going in there for legal counsel with her attorney about divorcing him. Next thing you know, when she finds out that they would have to start the visa process and marriage and everything all over again, she is hesitant now and like, oh my God, I put so much time and effort to this. If you want to divorce him, then divorce him. I don't know why you would second guess yourself when you went in there to talk about a divorce. I think what Angela should do is communicate with her partner, treat him like an actual person, and don't treat him like you're above him and he's a slave, because it's really toxic how you treat this guy.
And then after getting married again, you would have to restart the spousal visa process.
Good God Almighty.
So Angela wants a divorce, but gets stressed when she finds out that they won't get back together after. I feel like she is just trying to threaten Michael into submission. I don't think she actually wants to divorce Michael, but this is just evidence that she's being a toxic person, because you shouldn't threaten people like that. You shouldn't hold the visa over someone's head. You shouldn't try to financially dominate people, but like, she does all those things. Like, she's just as bad, if not worse than Big Ed, but all of a sudden there's no cancel order for her, or there's no like petition for her to get fired from TLC, but there is for Big Ed. Do you guys see what I'm talking about when I referenced that earlier? I just feel like, guys, as a member of the fan base, I feel like it's a tad bit hypocritical that there's no cancel order on Angela, but there's one on Big Ed.
Does he seem as invested in it as you are?
That's what I don't know. Maybe he really is using me. Come here, make money, and fly back over there. He don't give a about me. And that's what, maybe it's not true, but that's how I'm feeling.
Angela just admitted that she's insecure and she's projecting those feelings. That's literally what she just said. So I have a question for you, Angela. Is it okay to feel insecure and then attack your partner and say on national TV that his dick wasn't the size he advertised it to be, which is an incredibly embarrassing thing to say about your partner?
Listen, I should have left you when I went in there and your penis wasn't what you said it was. You lied from the beginning, Michael.
Someone that you swore in front of God, your family members, that you were gonna spend the rest of your life with, and then you project your insecurities on that person. You talk down to him and treat him like trash, and then expect him to grovel at your feet and do anything to make it work with you. No one's gonna subject themselves to that.
Let me explain to you, if we process him through and he gets his green card and comes here, then at that point, you're financially obligated for him.
After a useless conversation with her attorney, Angela proceeds to think about how she feels about Michael, and then next thing you know, she gets him on the phone in the most recent episode of 9 Day Fiancé, Happily Ever After, and she quite literally gives him the verbal hands and once again professes that she is an American to this guy. Let's roll the clip right now because this video is just, it's too good to pass up. I have to review it.
Hey, what do you want to discuss? And far as you keep calling Skylar, you can quit bugging her. Quit bugging her.
Angela's got a point here. Michael shouldn't be bothering Skyla. He should hit up her other daughter that recently got out of jail, but she went away for a fucking underage kid, and Angela, I guess, was serving them alcohol, allegedly. We don't know if that's facts or not, but don't you find it kind of strange that a guy was coming over that was 13 years old and sending your much older daughter, who was married at the time? You think that Angela didn't know about it when it was going on in her house? Doubtful.
You block me everywhere. You block me on WhatsApp. You block me on Facebook. Who does that?
Why not block you? When I was healing, you what with me?
You are just talking.
Can you believe he said that? That's rude. I'm his wife.
This is the dumbest argument I've ever seen in my life. So first and foremost, Angela blocks Michael, her husband, and doesn't think that that's toxic behavior to actually block your husband. How's he supposed to communicate with you when you block him, Angela? First off. Second of all, he said you just talk, meaning you talk over him, which you do. And everyone will agree with that, guys. Comment below if you agree with that. I know we all do. So he says that you just talk, as in you talk over him. And then she has the audacity to say that that's a rude way to talk to your wife. Do you believe he said that to me? After all the things you said to this guy, you think that that's rude? I could put together an entire montage of Angela being verbally abusive to Michael. I don't even need to do so because we've all followed their journey as a couple. Why don't we just play one little clip of Angela being verbally abusive to Michael? Let's roll the clip.
I am who I am and you take it or leave it.
Will you calm down?
I'm
Reduce your
calm.
voice. Will you calm down?
I'm not lowering. You can lie all day in a calm voice, and I can get upset when you make me upset and talk loud, because that's my culture.
From this, it's clear as crystal, as Willy Wonka would say, that Angela is the abusive one in the relationship, but often she likes to play the victim. So let me get this right, Angela. You can say this to Michael, but Michael can't say that you talk over him. You're a hypocrite. But hey, homie, dab me up because those gummy vitamin sales are through the roof right now, right? How many more sponsorships are you gonna do for fake weight loss products, Angela?
Did you talk to your sister like that? No, you say, sure.
Are you done talking?
No, I'm not. And I'll say what I want to say. I'm an American. Land of the free.
Who cares?
I'm cringing, you guys. I'm an American, land of the free. What in the Jake Paul did I just hear? I think Jake Paul isn't as cringy as Angela right here.
Oh, shut up. Same over and over.
Yo, hypocrite, telling your husband to shut up, is that any way to talk to your husband? Michael brings up a really good point, and I'm paraphrasing here. He says that he's very scared for his marriage with Angela because she blocked him, and if they can't communicate, how are they supposed to reconcile? I completely agree with that. I feel like if you're in a relationship with somebody, they've earned enough respect to not get blocked. If you end communication with that person, how are you supposed to fix it? Meanwhile, she calls him a bunch of names, tells him to shut up, and then plays the victim.
You block me on direct call on my number.
I don't give a flying.
You are the only one that can call me. I can't call you out.
Michael, before then, you could have called me. You didn't call for 9 weeks. Listen, a man don't not call their woman for no reason.
She's crazy. She's totally crazy.
If there's anything we've learned from this season, it's that Angela is a delusional, compulsive liar, and I highly doubt that Michael did not contact her for that 9-week period. I think she's just making that up and then talking over him so he doesn't actually get a chance to defend himself.
And I've let you get away too long doing what the want to do. If you don't have my feelings in your mind at all times, I don't need you. That's why I didn't want a man.
You didn't want a man, yet you've been in a relationship with Michael for 5 years, Angela. Angela yells at Michael and cusses at him. Meanwhile, he gets slightly annoyed and she thinks he's the disrespectful one. Make it make sense, y'all.
But you told me you was gonna do this and do this and do that. People think I'm crazy the way I treat you. Bitch, they don't know how you are. I say you and everybody knows I'm a cusser. You tell me you back.
Well, you sure showed us, Angela. Wow, I can't believe Michael cusses at you after you cuss at him. Like, what are you trying to prove, inbred brain? Of course he's going to retaliate when you instigate the argument and cuss at him first.
You tell me you bitch.
Because you deserve it now.
Because I deserve it? If my daddy was alive, he would have sat here and waited you to come over here and he would have hand slapped you right in your mouth.
And slap me.
My dad would have beat your ass.
That's gonna fix the problem. Let's threaten Michael with physical violence from your dead dad. You know what's funny about this? I feel like if I was your parents, I'd be incredibly disappointed in you. You imagine being the mother of Angela or the father of Angela? You've raised trailer trash. Y'all already know what we'd do if Angela was our daughter.
You know, I wouldn't see Lou because I really want a divorce. Why be married? I can do this without the aggravation. I don't smoke cigarettes till I talk to you. Yeah.
Really?
Yo, that's another lie, by the way, because in a previous scene in the show, she was smoking and Michael was not around and she didn't talk to Michael. She uses Michael as a scapegoat for literally anything wrong in her life or anything that she's doing is self-sabotage her health. She blames it on Michael. It's not Michael's fault you have a smoking problem and you have yellow teeth. That's on you.
You right.
Michael then says that he's trying to work things out and it's incredibly frustrating because she just keeps yelling at him. He also goes on to say that throughout their entire relationship, he lets Angela win and this time he's not going to let her win. So I'm happy that Michael listened to his friend's advice and he is standing his ground and trying to be a proper man about the situation, because I do think that it's an old saying, but treat others the way that you want to be treated.
Yo, that's corny, right?
I feel like respect is a very important part of a relationship. She does not respect her dude at all. Angela's the kind of person that commands respect, but doesn't give respect to anybody else.
I'm ready to move on. Maybe I'll find a man that'll take care of me instead of me taking care of them.
Not for yourself.
No, yourself. I ain't talking to him. Guess what? He ain't nothing to me no more. I don't give
I'm not gonna lie, that was brutal. As many bad things as I want to say about Angela right now, I do want to just say that Michael is officially king status for clapping for her when she said that she was gonna find a better man than him. You're never gonna find somebody that treats you better than Michael. Flat out, we all will agree with that. This guy has put up with so much verbal abuse, it's not even funny. I don't know any other guy that would take the amount of torment that this guy has taken.
He's mad at me because something he's done.
Liar!
What should Michael have done?
He should have said, baby, I miss you, da-da-da-da-da. He should have got my mind off of the argument. If you wanted the argument to end, somebody's got to give in, and I'm not.
I think we can all agree the phrase, I'm an American, land of the free, is something that every Karen says. So Angela is officially the queen of all Karens because she is the worst Karen I've ever seen. Well, guys, I hope you enjoyed today's video. I'm really excited to be back in Hawaii. I'm going to be cranking out a lot more videos for you guys. I'm also going to be throwing some curveballs. We're going to do food reviews, vlogs, water sports, a bunch of other stuff. I might take you guys surfing tomorrow. So stay tuned for the other videos because those are going to be really fun too. And thank you so much for supporting me in this channel. I really appreciate y'all. Comment below, subscribe, follow me on Twitch and on Instagram right now.